You know that moment, you're in the shower, you look at your hands, and you see it, a clump of hair. It's that sinking feeling, right? And in that moment, your brain tells you to do something that feels totally logical, but as it turns out, is the exact wrong thing to do. So let's get right into it, because this is a huge, huge misconception. I mean, we've all been there, right? You see those strands in the drain, and your first instinct is to blame the shampoo, the water, the whole process. But is the shower really the enemy here? And look, this fear is super common. It taps into a line of thinking that seems to make perfect sense. Hey, if I see hair falling out when I wash it, well, then I should just wash it less. It feels like simple cause and effect. So what do? We do what feels logical. We start spacing out our hair washing. Maybe you go from every day to every other day, or even just a couple of times a week. Anything to keep that hair on your head instead of in the drain. But here's the twist. According to the experts, that gut feeling is leading you completely astray. Okay, so what do the pros say? The people who literally study hair for a living? Well, we looked at the work of trichologist William Gaunitz, who hears this exact fear all the time. And his advice? It's simple, it's direct, and honestly, it's going to sound completely backward to a lot of you. And boom, there it is. The number one piece of advice is to do the total opposite of what your fear is screaming at you to do. Do not stop washing your hair. Which, of course, brings up a massive question, right? How can the very thing that looks like it's causing the problem actually be the solution? Right, that's the million-dollar question. Because you're not wrong. If you wash less often, you will see fewer hairs in the drain day to day. That's not in your head. But what you're seeing? Well, it's basically a magic trick. It's an illusion. Okay, here's the secret you need to understand. Those hairs you see swirling down the drain, they didn't just decide to leave because they got wet. They were already loose, already at the end of their life cycle. Washing your hair is just helping them along on their journey out the door. So skipping a wash doesn't save them, it just postpones the inevitable. And just how long is that timeline for the inevitable? Well, it's way longer than you'd probably guess. It all comes down to this number, 8. Yep, 8 weeks. The expert, Gaunitz, points out that the hair falling out in your shower today was basically scheduled for departure about 2 months ago. It's all part of a natural cycle. So whether you wash it today or 3 days from now, that hair is coming out. There is literally nothing you can do today to stop a process that was set in motion weeks and weeks ago. Okay, so if not washing doesn't actually save any hair, what's the big deal? Well, this is where things get a little worrying. The real problem isn't the hair you can see in the drain. It's the damage you can't see happening on your scalp. It creates a total downward spiral. Think about it. First, you see shedding, so you stop washing as often. Then, all that gunk, we're talking oil, dead skin cells, product residue, it all starts to build up. That buildup creates an awful environment for hair. And what happens? You can actually cause more hair loss. It's wild. And that expert we mentioned, he's got a great name for this. He calls it a gnarly scalp. It's a scalp that's just not healthy because of all that buildup. It can clog up the follicles where your hair grows from, create a playground for bacteria, and cause inflammation, all of which is just terrible for growing healthy hair. And that, right there, is the big paradox. The thing that feels so right, washing less to lose less, is actually a trap. You end up contributing to the exact problem you're trying so desperately to fix. Okay, so we've gone through a lot here. What's the one thing you absolutely need to remember from all this? If you forget everything else, just let this one thing sink in. It's simple. A clean scalp is the foundation for healthy hair. That's it. You got to think of it like a garden, right? You can't grow beautiful flowers in bad soil. So don't be afraid to get in that shower. Wash your hair, clear out the strands that we're going to leave anyway, and give your new hair a clean, healthy place to grow. So there you have it. But it really makes you think, doesn't it? If something this obvious about hair washing is totally wrong, what other so-called cures or popular tricks for hair loss are actually just myths in disguise, maybe even making things worse?